Chris and the Evermore YouTube channel. We're back with the 4th edition of the Morning Magpie. Just a little short news roundup show, just letting you know about the headlines that are in Newcastle United news this week. So we're going to get stuck into this right now. The biggest news, obviously, is that the football is back, and our game apparently is going ahead against Bournemouth at St James's Park this Saturday. Now, we put for now in the comments there because we just don't know what's going to happen really with the shortage of policing numbers and everything else. So we're hoping that the game is on, and for now it looks that way. But there will be some more updates, I'm sure, on games being cancelled and so forth. But I'm sure we'll be talking about this on Wednesday with the lads from Evermore and obviously previewing the game, hopefully. And we'll get a chance to take the field against the Cherries on Saturday, which will be a huge game for Eddie Howe and all of our ex-Bournemouth players in the ranks as well. But we'll get stuck into that in the podcast this week. Karius has signed officially. We have talked about this. So Loris Karius has signed, whether you agree or disagree with it. I know what my opinion was on it, but he seems to be very happy to be here. He's talked about, helping Nick Pope to be a better goalkeeper and push him for that position, make him stay on his toes type of a thing. And I'm sure he'll add his experience to the squad as well. So we'll be chatting a little bit about Karius, I'm sure, this week on the podcasts, just getting some of the comments as well from the fans as to what they think about it as well. In hindsight, looking at a short-term deal, it's probably not a bad thing. Darlow's injury isn't supposed to be as bad as all that. So hopefully Carl Darlow will be back fairly quickly as well. And if Karius is a bit roby, then Carl Darlow can slip back into the setup. But if the game goes ahead on Saturday, we're pretty sure that that Karius will be on the bench as the number 2 goalkeeper to Nick Pope. So we'll keep an eye on that. And I'm sure once the team news is out, we'll all know for sure. So some of the news as well, a bit funny actually, this. So the FIFA rankings are out for FIFA 23 for NUFC players. And one of our players in particular is not very happy. Bruno is pretty pissed off with this score. I think they scored him a low 81. It makes me think that Arsenal fans are in charge of the FIFA ranking scores for Newcastle United players because they're still smarting after we nicked Bruno off the Gunners. But yeah, that is a good, funny bit of banter, really, to be fair, amongst the lads. But some of the players got scored a bit higher. Kieran Tripp in particular, 84, stood out. So we'll be talking a little bit about that, I'm sure, with the lads as the week goes on as well. But let us know what you think in the comments below. Whether you think 81 is way too low for Bruno. I personally do. I think that's absolutely shocking for a player of that magnitude, to be honest with you. But you just don't know what these guys are thinking when they do that score. I think they actually scored Neymar lower than, Gabriel Jesus or something like that. So it's a bit mental, really. It was Son, actually, Heung-min Son from Spurs. So if you think Son's better than Neymar, I'm not too sure. You should really be doing FIFA rankings for a living, but you never know. So let's move on to the next bit of news. It's very interesting. The more successful Newcastle United are, the more the ghosts of the past come out of the woodwork. And, none is more terrifying than the human manifestation of Bully from Bullseye, that is Sam Allardyce. So we'll be talking about this on Wednesday with the lads, just getting our take on what Allardyce has been talking about. I'm sure there'll be loads of comments flying in the live show as well. This is the guy who said that he bought a villa and called it Casa St James's with his payoff money. So it'd be interesting to see, what the guys think about Sam Allardyce gobbing off. But it's no surprise to me. He's probably angling for the Bournemouth job. But this is the same bloke who took a bribe off a sheikh when he was the England manager. So I don't think he's in a position to give anybody any advice on careers or play the bleeding heart, really. But we'll definitely get stuck into that Wednesday at 7 p.m. with Evermore, guys. So make sure that you check that out as well. A little bit of sad news as well this week broke. That we lost, one of our I suppose most famous sons, really. Dave Smith died at the age of 88. Now, if you don't know who Dave Smith was part of Joe Harvey's Fairs Cup winning 1969 side. Heavily involved in Newcastle United. Obviously wrote his name in history books. Winning that trophy, the last trophy that we really won, really. So yeah, our thoughts and prayers go out to Dave Smith's family. So may you rest in peace. 88. God bless him. So yeah, thanks for everything that you did, Dave. And like I say, may you rest in peace, mate, and thoughts for your family. So real sad news that, unfortunately, losing one of our most famous sons. And one of the bits of news as well that broke. This has been doing the rounds quite a lot. We do actually have within the Evermore squad, we have got a couple of members of the NUST. Now, we haven't done a video yet because the lads we're waiting to confirm kind of what was what. Really, that might be coming soon. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled on the channel. We might be talking a little bit about that. But the Supporters Trust did indicate the pledge money has been decided to distribute between some charities. I believe there's a voting system in place to see which charity it goes to, but the charities are the Sir Bobby Robson Foundation, the Alan Shearer Foundation, the NUFC Food Bank as well, and I think the NUFC Foundation as well. So there is some fantastic charities there, without a shadow of a doubt. We'll get Mark to do his magic and put the links to those charities below. I'm disappearing at Martin McFly here in the screen. Mark will put the links below to those charities as well, if you want to potentially, be kind and donate yourself outside of, the trust pledge. But we'll be talking a little bit about that, I'm sure, on the show. A lot of the guys have obviously signed on to the 892 pledge, and that they put their money into the scheme, prior to the takeover happening. So it'd be interesting to hear what everyone's comments are about that. And I'm sure people in the comments as well, are regular listeners, and any new viewers as well, to be fair, coming in. So they'll give us their take on that as well. So, make sure you check that out on Wednesday night. We'll have a good chat about that. Big Dan Byrne, BDB, as he's otherwise known, has been Lord and Eddie Howe as well this week, which is brilliant. So it's great to hear. We've had some great interactions and insights into how Eddie Howe works as a manager. And Big Dan Byrne has been saying that every single session that he has with him is a different session. He just seems to pull all these amazing new training sessions out of this repertoire, this book. Me and Mark talk a little bit about what's going on, about how he's traveled the world, Eddie Howe, and he's managed to see all these different managers and pick up all these different tips. And it's just a sign of a really, really good, forward-thinking manager that's willing to adapt, willing to change, willing to evolve. And it's great to hear Dan Byrne talking about that as well. I'm sure we'll pick up on that as well on the show on Wednesday with the boys. But it's just great to hear, as opposed to a bunch of balls in the pitch and a bit of five-a-side, which is what we heard Steve Bruce used to do. So we're definitely in safe hands, I think, with Eddie Howe. And thank God that, we're not in a position like Brighton were and losing our manager to a Chelsea or something like that. So that's pretty much all the news headlines this week, guys. As we say, it's just a brief roundup show. This, if you like what we do, please remember to click that like and subscribe button. It would really help you. I've done this again, I did this last time. Get the bloody thing off the screen. Too many buttons for me. So click that like and subscribe button. Yeah, come and help us get to that 1900 mark. I think we're on about 1809 or something like that, I think, subscribers. So really help if you can click that button and get us over the 1900, then onwards to 2000. Loads of content. It's all free. We don't charge anybody for what we do. We just really enjoy talking about Newcastle United, with all of you guys who like Newcastle United as well. We've got What's Going On live at 10 o'clock on Mondays, and also Evermore on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. We won't be doing a What's Going On this Monday, obviously, because of the nature of what's happening with the Queen's funeral. It's really disrespectful. We wouldn't do that. So there won't be a What's Going On coming on this Monday, but the Monday after, me and Mark will hopefully be back to talk about what's going on. So this is Chris signing off. Let's keep supporting our team. We'll call United, and wherever you are, have a great morning, Magpies. See you later.